Hey Falcons fans, are you feeling the buzz about a potential wide receiver addition that could inject speed into our offense? Could Tyquan Thornton, the speedy pass catcher currently with the Kansas City Chiefs, be on his way to Atlanta before the November 4th trade deadline to fill the void left by Ray McLeod III? That's the intriguing rumor we're dissecting today. Welcome back to the channel, where we dive into everything Falcons with raw passion and detailed analysis. With our WR3 spot wide open and a need for a deep threat to complement Drake London and Darnell Mooney, Thornton's name has surfaced in trade speculation. We're breaking down what analysts are saying, whether this move makes sense for Atlanta, and if the Chiefs would even consider letting him go. Stick with me. This could be a sneaky addition that shakes up our passing game. Let's start by laying out the context and the case for Tyquan Thornton. The Falcons recently released Ray McLeod III, creating a clear need for a WR3 who can stretch the field and add a vertical dimension to our attack. Enter Thornton, a 6 feet 2 inches speedster who flashed potential when other Chiefs receivers were sidelined but has since fallen down the depth chart in Kansas City's crowded receiving room. Analyst Ben Solak highlighted that Thornton possesses the right skill set to fill Atlanta's WR3 role, noting his ability to generate separation with his 4.28 40-yard dash speed and provide a deep ball threat. Other analysts echo this sentiment, pointing out that the Falcons need velocity and depth in the aerial game, and Thornton would be an ideal complement to the London Mooney duo. His arrival could take defensive attention away from our top targets, opening up more space for Bijan Robinson's explosive ground game. For Thornton, a move to Atlanta could revitalize his career, offering more consistent opportunities as a downfield target compared to the limited snaps he's getting in Kansas City. Now, let's weigh the pros and cons from the Falcons' perspective. On the plus side, Thornton's elite speed would instantly upgrade our receiving core, giving Michael Penix Jr. a legitimate deep threat to exploit defenses that stack the box against Bijan. His presence could force safeties to respect the vertical game, creating more favorable matchups for London and Mooney on intermediate routes. At just 25 years old, Thornton is still developing and could thrive with increased targets in offensive coordinator Zach Robinson's scheme. The cost might be manageable, perhaps a late-round draft pick or a swap of depth players, since Thornton has fallen out of favor in Kansas City. However, there are significant downsides. Thornton's production has been inconsistent, with limited snaps and receptions in 2025, raising questions about whether he can be a reliable contributor. Integrating a new receiver midseason is always risky, especially for a young quarterback like Penix, who's still building chemistry with his current targets. And most critically, the Chiefs may not want to part with him at all. Let's dive into why Kansas City might hold on to Thornton. Despite his reduced role, he's proven valuable as depth when injuries struck their receiving core earlier this season. The Chiefs, chasing another Super Bowl title, are unlikely to weaken their roster by trading away a versatile piece unless the return is overwhelmingly favorable. As one analysis cautioned, Kansas City has receivers returning from injury, and letting Thornton go could be risky for a team prioritizing a championship run over draft assets. For Atlanta to prime away, we need to offer something significant, perhaps a 4th-round pick or a young player with upside, which might not be worth the cost for a player who's essentially a depth option. The Chiefs' reluctance to deal within the conference or to a potential playoff rival could also complicate negotiations, making this trade more of a long shot than a sure thing. Here's the expert consensus and my take. Most analysts agree that while Thornton would be an interesting fit for Falcons, a trade is unlikely to materialize before the deadline. The Chiefs' championship aspirations and Thornton's role as insurance make him a tough get, and Atlanta would have to overpay to make it happen. That said, the Falcons should absolutely monitor the situation and express interest, as last-minute surprises can always shake up the trade market. If Kansas City suddenly decides to move Thornton for a reasonable price, say a 5th or 6th round pick, GM Terry Fontenot should pounce. The upside of adding a speed element to our offense, even as a rotational piece, could be valuable for Penix's development and our playoff push. However, I'm not holding my breath. The cost-benefit doesn't scream must-do for Atlanta, especially with other needs like cornerback depth or offensive line reinforcements, potentially offering better returns. As we wrap this up, let's envision the best-case scenario. Picture Thornton streaking down the sideline at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, hauling in a deep bomb from Penix for a 50-yard touchdown. The crowd erupting as our offense shows a new dimension. That's the tantalizing potential this trade could unlock. A dynamic addition to complement our stars. So, I'm tossing this to you. Should the Falcons make a push for Tyquan Thornton to add speed and depth at WR3, or focus on other positions where the impact might be greater? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Go for Thornton's upside, or prioritize a different need like cornerback or O-line. I'm eager to hear your perspective. And if this breakdown of a potential speedy addition got your excitement building, smash that like button to show some support. We've got more Falcons trade rumors and deadline updates coming your way, so stay locked in. Until next time, let's keep strategizing and rise up